Hi, kids. So today's book is called Ferdinand, The Story of Ferdinand by Munro Leaf. And that is Ferdinand the Bull. And it's illustrated by Robert Lawson. And it starts out once upon a time in Spain. And there it looks like a castle and a very nice little village below the castle and some trees. There was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. And there's Ferdinand looking at a butterfly on a flower. And there he is. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. There they are, chasing each other around in the pasture. But not Ferdinand. He liked to sit quietly. There he is, gazing out over the valley. He liked to just sit quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in its shade all day and smell the flowers. There he is, walking over to his favorite spot under the cork tree. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. And he's like, "Nah, Mom, don't worry about me. I'm not lonesome." "Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head?" she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. "I like it better here where I can sit just quietly and smell the flowers." There he is. Sweet little Ferdinand, smelling the flowers. His mother saw that he was not lonesome and I'll start over. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. And there she is. She looks happy knowing that her baby's happy. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. And there's the tree that they've been measuring him on. Maybe you have a place you get measured at your house. And there he is. 1, 2, 3, and that looks like a buzzard to me. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture, there they are, would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns, and what they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bullfights in Madrid. There's the sign, bullfights in Madrid. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. Even though he's big now, that's what he wants to do. Sit under the cork tree, smell the flowers. Yep. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. And they all have on different hats. A couple of big mustaches there. All the other bulls ran around, snorting and butting, leaping and jumping, so the men would think that they were very strong and very fierce and pick them. There they are, showing off. Showing off. There's the men watching them. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree to sit down. There he goes. There's a butterfly and some other butterflies. Oh, and my favorite, there's a nice picture of a bee by his tail. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, oh no, he sat on a bumblebee. Well, if you were a bumblebee, and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him. And that is just what this bee did to Ferdinand. Uh-oh. Let's see what happens. Wow, did it hurt. Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around, puffing and snorting, butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. Look at the look on his face. Oh my, he's never felt anything like that. Oh my. The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. Here was the largest and fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bullfights in Madrid. Oh no, exactly what he didn't want. And there they are, they're so happy. So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. He looks very sad. And there's that buzzard again up there. And the high walls. There they are, taking him away. What a day it was. Flags were flying, bands were playing, and all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. Look at that. Ferdinand, Ferdinand. That's what the flags all say. They had a parade into the bull ring. First came the banderilleros with long, sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick in the bull and make him mad. Bullfighting is very, very strange. Next came the picadors who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick in the bull and make him even madder. Why would you want to do that? They have very nice horses, though. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Yes, there he is in his fancy shoes, thinking he's so handsome. Then came the bull, and you know who that was, don't you? Of course you do. Ferdinand. He's just poking his head out. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the banderilleros were afraid of him, and the picadores were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. Very scared. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. Look at all those people. That's what they think's going to happen. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat down quiet and quietly smelled. Oh, he looks happy. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. And the banderilleros were mad, and the picadores were madder. And the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off with his cape and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. Back he goes in the same cart. Oh, they're so mad. Look how mad they are. Furious. And for all I know, he is sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly, and he is very happy. So I guess you just gotta be yourself no matter what. So I just want to say nighty-night to Luca, Adelaide, Sawyer, Waylon, Stella, Colton, Josie, Justin, Max, Hazel, Clayton, Harlow and Isaiah, Raina, Mom and Zoe, and a special happy birthday to Louis Falcon. Nighty-night.